Hi everyone, welcome back to Believer Science Academy, Bengaluru. This is NCERT Polity discussion session. In this session, we will be discussing 7th standard NCERT Polity and the last chapter, that is chapter number 10, the struggle for equality. Okay, we will see what are the struggles in order to attain equality in India. Okay, on the outset, the Indian Constitution recognizes all Indians are equal before the law and states that no person discriminated against because of their sex, religion, caste, or whether they are rich or poor. Okay, you know about Article 14, right to equality, Article 15, right to equality in terms of education, Article 16, right to equality in terms of appointment and employment, Article 17 abolishes untouchability, Article 17, Article 18 it abolishes titles. Okay, so there are provisions in India or Indian Constitution which says that everyone under the law is equal. Okay, so all adults in India have equal rights to vote during the elections. Thus, the power over the ballot box has been used by people to elect or replace the representatives for many years. That is the beauty of democracy. Okay, people, if they are not happy with the government selected or elected, they have the right to replace them in the coming elections. However, the feeling of equality on the basis of one note, one person in reality does not extend to the poor people face negligence, and these people do not get justice in matters of health, education, and etc. Okay, so at the outset there is political equality, that is each individual has one right, that is one vote and one value. But in reality the political equality is only at the outset. But in reality what happens here is the people are discriminated against based on their caste, sex, poverty, rich, etc. etc. Okay, so domestic helpers, small farmers, and many others are forced to work in hardships due to poverty, which is a shortage of resources. People also face inequality on grounds of religion, caste, gender, etc. etc. in India. Okay, here they give an example of struggle for equality in this chapter. So, what are the like struggles for equality in India? Poverty and discrimination have created inequalities in our society, that is rich versus poor. Throughout the world, people are fighting for their rights and equality, trying to end the discrimination which they face. And women's struggle and movements for equality was one such group fighting for equality. Okay, we already seen how women group fought against inequality to attain the equal rights. Okay, similarly here they give an example of Tawa Matsya Sangh in Madhya Pradesh is also an example of people coming together to fight for their rights. There are many other struggles such as those of BD workers, fishermen, agriculture laborers, etc. etc. who have been fighting for equality and justice. Tawa Matsya Sangh. What is this Tawa Matsya Sangh? It is a federation of fishermen's cooperatives that fights for the rights of forest dwellers who have been displaced from Satpura forest located in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, in order to build a dam, they were displaced from their place. With the beginning of construction of Tawa Dam in 1958 till its completion in 1978, large parts of the forest and agricultural areas were submerged. Thus, the forest dwellers had to suffer a setback as they earned very little. Okay, then to this government gave rights for fishing in Tawa reservoir, but to only private contractor in 1994. Okay, they are already replaced from their are being displaced from their places. On top of it, government made a blunder in the sense they provided only fishing rates only to the private contractors. Okay, so this when the private contractors started fishing in those areas, when the contractors started exploiting the poor villages, they came together to form a union and set up an organization to protect their rights, which was called as Tawa Matsya Sangh. Okay, so if the government is not heeding to our needs, okay, if now government is not listening to our rights, then we are going to fight against it. Okay, so in order to fight against them, they established an organization which was called as Tawa Matsya Sangh. Rallies and Chakka Jam were organized time and again. Finally, in response to this, government granted fishing rights to the villagers in 1996 back. Okay, with the TMS taking over the fishery workers were able to increase their earnings substantially. Okay, so this is an example how people in India, even though they are discriminated and are not under the equality, were able to overcome through the struggle. So in Indian Constitution, it is considered as a living document. Okay, the foundation of all the movements for justice and inspiration for all the poetry and songs on equal is recognition that all people are equal. Movements and struggles for equality in India obviously promote equality. Indian Constitution is a living document recognizing greater equality on existing and other issues. As a result, there have been many amendments to the Constitution, okay, providing reservation to people who are underrepresented or underserved. For example, representation to OBC, okay, and very recently reservation for women, 105th Amendment Act, representation to women. Okay, then it guarantees dignity, self-respect and equality, all of which are required in a democracy. Okay, so India being a democracy, and soul of democracy is equality, but we do not see equality in any place except the polling booth, because each one has a single vote. So right from the beginning of the chapter, we have discussed about the persons like Kanta, Ansari, Swapna, Malini and so on, who were the fishermen, etc., etc. They were faced with discrimination because they lack resources. Under such circumstances, people take initiatives and start struggles for equality, and others extend their support for the cause. So here they are again explaining about the Tawa Sangh, which I already discussed. Okay, so this is the chapter for today. So finally, in democracy, there are always communities and individuals trying to expand the idea of democracy and push for greater recognition of equality on existing as well as new issues. Thus, issues of equality are central to democracy, and the dignity and self-respect of each person can only be realized if he or she has adequate resources. If they don't have the required resources, then they are going to start a struggle so that they also get an equal footing there. So these are the examples like vocabulary here. So very small chapter. Okay, so hope you like the video. This ends our NCERT class 7th polity discussion. From coming days, we'll be discussing NCERT Polity 8th standard. We'll try to finish it off as soon as possible. If you like this video, please hit the like button, comment on the video and share with your friends. And if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe to the channel, and also click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any notification. With this, I will end the video. Jai Hind.